Machine Elves explained to me the concept of small steps that, if you were to implement into your life, could change your whole future. The messages I received were a result of the typical therapeutic entity teachings and were offered to me so that I can analyze and understand many of my failures and apply the resulting lessons later in my life. The idea of gradual change is present in a lot of Machine Elf messages, and it goes much deeper than I can explain in this short video. Although this subject seems to be simple or even trivial, it is actually not. As always, there are some profound truths hidden in this seemingly obvious concept that you can learn a lot from if you wish to significantly improve your life. I will explain to you the process, what the messages are, and the practical application of this knowledge based on the multiple mistakes I made in my life that Machine Elves dissected for me. I say many times in 434 videos that you should strive to be the best version of yourself, and if you do what I did after receiving these messages and you work on the way you plan your actions and the way you interact with your reality, you can kickstart your life and put yourself on your desired path. If it is something you want to hear more about, support my work through joining Patreon or Subscribestar, or donate through various methods listed on the screen and in the video description. I record regular podcasts for 434 supporters where I explain in more detail the concepts I talk about here and other subjects. If you want to discuss it with me, get in touch to schedule a phone call. If you feel like this information has made your life better, you can simply say thank you by donating or by visiting the 434 shop by going to b434.com, where you will find all other links. Thank you for your support. To help you better understand the messages, I will give you 3 examples from my life where I went through a painful process of trial and error before I managed to succeed, all while having no comprehension of the small steps concept. Machine Elves explained to me all my mistakes, and now I can let you learn from them. I'll start with the one you're a part of now, my YouTube journey. I uploaded my first YouTube video around 2006, right after YouTube was created, and what you don't know probably is that before I had 434, I had at least 5 or 6 different YouTube channels that I was trying to grow. I had this idea that my channel will become popular once I figure out how to make my videos go viral. A big step was necessary. I put a huge amount of time and energy into every channel, and although I was failing in getting a lot of attention to my content, I was actually steadily growing, but not at the rate I would be satisfied with. Every time after my channel didn't attract tens or hundreds of thousands of followers, I would abandon it and move onto the next YouTube idea. I went through this process 4 times before I finally succeeded, and it took me a decade to get there. Once I started getting tens of millions of views, I realized that I have no idea what to do with all this traffic and attention, because in all these years, I never allowed myself to learn how to manage a successful channel. A very similar thing happened to my love life. In my early teenage years, I realized what my ideal girlfriend should look like, and I concentrated on finding a perfect partner for myself. In this process, I ignored and ruined a huge number of relationship opportunities, constantly rejecting girls who wanted to build a long-term relationship with me. My interest in every girl was short-lived, as was my every relationship, and it took me years to eventually find that girl, only to realize that, again, I have no idea how to handle a stable, emotionally consuming relationship because I never took advantage of all these small opportunities of developing a long-lasting connection with someone both emotionally and physically. I got told off by the entities for this big time. Instead of learning love along my romantic journey, I was forced to turn my perfect connection with a girl of my dreams into a love laboratory where I had to experiment on my long-awaited relationship in order to learn how to be in it. The last example has to do with my clothing companies. I started selling t-shirts when I was a teenager in high school, and I was quite successful, but I wasn't happy with how slow the business was going and how much effort it required. Even though it was going well, I got discouraged by these small steps and I gave up on it, only to try it again 3 more times in the next 25 years. Every time putting in a lot of time and energy into building a spectacular brand with many sophisticated and time-consuming designs, never allowing myself to grow it organically through small, successful steps. The clothes would sell every time I would start the business, but if it wasn't in huge numbers, I would move on to something else. Together with the entities, I revisited all of these failures and they explained them to me. It turned out that I was successful in everything I was doing. Even when I look back at all of my work now, I'm surprised how good and how innovative it was. But I couldn't grow it because what it lacked was my persistence and patience. I wasn't allowing myself to gain valuable experiences from every painful mistake, and because I was so determined to succeed, I would eventually achieve what I planned using huge amounts of unnecessary energy that could have been utilized more productively. I was shown that my life could have been easier and more fulfilled without all the sleepless nights and emotional roller coasters. Learn from my mistakes and take it slowly, working consistently towards your goals, celebrating every little success and learning from every little failure, and remember that done is much better than perfect. Many of you come to me with this frequently recurring issue of suffering from a sensation of pointlessness and lack of direction. You say that you feel like you're wasting your energy repeating the same day over and over again, not getting anywhere, lacking purpose, and these were the exact same problems I took with me on my first mushroom trip. I felt exhausted running in circles as if I was chasing my own tail, putting enormous amounts of effort to achieve very little results that would lead nowhere. Machine Elves offered a simple explanation, saying, "Your fear of being stuck in one place and not moving is nonsense. You're always building and creating, and you're always moving. You build all the time, even when you don't know it." The idea I was presented with is that every day offers you knowledge and experiences that move you forward. Every action you take is converted to a step that allows you to elevate yourself and access another platform from which you will start constructing another step onto the next platform. No matter what you do every day, you progress in a chosen direction which won't let you be in the same place tomorrow. Every day is an amazing chance to avoid repeating the same mistakes. We're usually not aware of this constant move forward, as these are small steps that are only visible later when looking at the big picture of your life. In another message, I was told, see the future as more than just next few weeks, months, or even years. See it as a bright human experience here in this reality. One of these important visions was me building my earthly existence with every step of my journey here, and what we need to understand is that these little steps we take in any direction amount to big life-changing steps. And again, to see that, one needs to look at things from time's perspective, not from our limited, narrow, subjective view based on distorted understanding of our own actions. The big picture is important because, as I was told, every step of the journey is amazing. Fear doesn't matter. It is pointless and ridiculous, and it spoils your whole life. Don't be scared of the future. Get rid of fear because you make things stronger and you get more options. And this is a fact that not many are aware of. With every little step forward, you increase the number of chances to grow and go in different directions. These small steps create a series of opportunities, and every big chance is made of a procession of small changes leading in the right direction. If you understand this creative power you hold within your mind, you will be able to unlock the truth about the law of attraction, where small steps in reinforcing emotionally your desired vision will eventually lead to the desired end effect. Nothing happens immediately, and big steps moving you forward are rare and not always beneficial. It's like going to the gym and lifting maximum weights without first strengthening gradually your tendons and joints. You'll get injured, which will effectively slow you down or stop altogether. There are many additional small processes taking place with every small step, and becoming stronger and building resistance to adversities is one of them. There's also one thing that you need to learn about: the pace at which you're progressing when building your life or taking part in any form of a creative process. It is exponential. It means that the first steps are small and allow you to make slow progress, but because you're building and learning with every step, you'll accumulate creative energy and skills, and your actions will eventually begin gaining momentum. This is the most difficult part of every journey where most fail. You need to remember that although the energy you put into every step will remain relatively equal, eventually the changes resulting from these steps will generate bigger and more visible results. If you want to understand this concept better, you also need to look at life from a metaphysical perspective, and the entities told me, none of your effort is wasted and everything is a building block to a pre-aligned plan. You're climbing up the steps of a pyramid, and it might be not worth your effort in this world, but the result of your actions are important, and what you're doing leads you somewhere else. I was shown this when I was given access to my true energy form, and I saw how every little step along my journey here fills my energy structure there, in my dimension of origin. This seemingly often pointless effort you make in this life turns out to be crucial to your purpose and the form located outside of this dimension. Every little step gets you closer to your outer dimensional purpose. I was told that the concept of small steps is also applicable to your metaphysical existence on a macro scale, which means that this temporary physical existence on Earth is a small step on your long journey between different forms and different dimensions. And by listening to these 434 videos, you're creating new roads and new possibilities for your movement in this life. Every video is a small step, and it was explained to me that 434 evolves, that it is a slow process. You will grow, you will learn. It's all a part of the pyramid, the tetrahedron. It all comes together, slowly but surely. Don't worry about this. You'll find out one day. Love, 434. I hope these simple yet important messages help you get to your destination quicker and easier. Please say thank you on your way out by donating to 434 through methods listed on the screen and in the video description. Subscribe and follow. Like and share this video. For merchandise, go to shop.b434.com. Leave your email address at news.b434.com. Visit the website of the artist and the musician I featured here. For more info or contact, visit b434.com and join 434's social media on YouTube, Facebook, BitChute, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and VK. Talk to each other on Reddit, Discord, and Telegram. All links in the video description.